There's probably 2 or 3 items that actually worked on our favor over the past few months, and particularly in July. The key one is the reduced deferment from either the planned maintenance or the unplanned maintenance activities. So the deferment level was low. If you recall, at some point in time, I mentioned an average of about 50 to 70,000. In July, I think it was a much lower number than that. Of course, it will never get down to zero, and we do appreciate that. But the deferment was low during the summer break. Also, the decline in some of the fields, particularly in PDO, was lower than what they originally planned. We were also helped by the fact that Harweel, after the turnaround, came back and is producing at a record high. Some of the other operators, not only PDO, were also producing record high. Dalil crossed the 47,000 in July. CC Energy crossed the 35,000 barrels per day again in July. Occidental, Mukhizna, they were over 120,000 in July. So all in all, when you put them together, and the condensate was also at a record high from mainly PDO, but also the other producers, condensate production. And when you put them all together, it actually, all the stars were aligned toward the 1 million barrel, and we managed to cross it by 1,000, just over 1,000 barrels, which is good. Can we maintain it? I'm sure the operators are doing everything they can to maintain it. So it's going to be very tough, because it means you really need to keep the stars aligned continuously. There will be days when we drop significantly below, and I hope the average, at least at the month level, does make it to the million. For the year, I don't think we will be at a million average, because we started the year at challenging days. Our average now is below the 980, so we still have some room to catch up with our premised target. I don't think we will get to the million. Even if we produce a million from now until year end, we will still not be at the million for the year average. But that was never a target, and we're not pushing for that. We're pushing, of course, to maintain the record production from the different companies, keep the deferment low, manage the decline from the existing fields, and a lot of companies are doing that, against a low oil price and against a lot of pressure to contain cost, which is good. I think we have still a lot of opportunities that are untapped. We keep going back to blocks that are relinquished from other operators, and we find a lot of good surprises. The most pronounced example is probably Block 3 and 4 that was handed over from one operator to another, probably for, if I'm not mistaken, probably 9 operators have already exchanged hands. Finally, CC Energy struck it lucky, and they're now producing about 35,000 barrels per day, and they're growing. There are other opportunities similar to that, but it requires proper due diligence and a bit of patience. I think the investment outlook in Oman is still positive, despite the fact that the oil price is low. We are still the most profitable business that the government or anyone can actually participate in. Even if you compare us to real estate and what have you, oil and gas is still good. Our operating cost is still low. Of course, we need to make sure that we don't become complacent, because ultimately operating cost is, of course, the return will have to pay for operating cost for future investment. It needs to generate some substantial wealth and profit for the shareholders. And the government is relying on return from oil and gas to finance all its ongoing commitments and future projects and what have you. So while we are still profitable, the margin between what the shareholders are expecting and our cost is getting closer. And that will be a real challenge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.